That big story of the day in a dramatic development in Uttar Pradesh, the Supremo of the Samajwadi Party today expelled his son Akhilesh Yadav from the party. Also expelled Akhilesh confidant and Mulayam Singh Yadav's cousin Ram Gopal Yadav. Now do remember that Akhilesh is the Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh, a state where elections are likely to be notified any day now. So what is going to happen to the Chief Minister's post? Now that's one question. But the bigger question is whether the Samajwadi Party will now formally split. And if so, who will emerge with the bigger faction? Another question, who is going to benefit from all of this in the elections in Uttar Pradesh, which are, of course, just coming up. Now, let's begin our special coverage by showing you what Mulayam Singh Yadav said earlier today.
आपको पार्टी की समस्त पदों पर सदस्यता से राजगार करते हुए तत्काल प्रभाव से 6 वर्ष के लिए निष्कासित किया जाता है।
जैसे राम गोपाल जी पर आपने एक्शन लिया है, क्या मुख्यमंत्री जी पर भी कोई एक्शन लिया है आपने?
दोनों को 6 साल के लिए, आपने 6 साल के लिए दोनों को 6 साल से निकाला है।
मुख्यमंत्री कौन रहेगा नेताजी?
वो हम तय करेंगे।
Now, we've been hearing rumors that Akhilesh Yadav is about to come out and address the press conference, talk to all of us and tell us what his response is going to be. No clear word on that yet. What we have heard is 9:30 a.m. tomorrow morning, Akhilesh Yadav is going to be calling MLAs and supporters, and let's see whether he does come out this evening at all. If he does, of course, we'll take you across there. But we did hear from his uncle, Ram Gopal Yadav, one of his supporters, the other person who was expelled, and Ram Gopal Yadav calling the expulsion unconstitutional, saying that Mulayam has acted against party norms.
नोटिस मिला, जवाब मिला नहीं, जवाब और उससे पहले ही निकाल दिया गया। तो ये असंवैधानिक है। ज्यूरिस्प्रूडेंस के न्याय शास्त्र का जो नैसर्गिक नियम है, उसके अनुसार भी बिना किसी के पक्ष को सुने हुए आप कार्रवाई नहीं कर सकते। तो ये जो कार्रवाई की है मुख्यमंत्री के खिलाफ और मेरे खिलाफ, ये पूरी तरह से असंवैधानिक है।
But let's now try and get the very latest on what's going to happen. I'm going to go across to Alok in just a couple of minutes. We'll be hearing from senior Samajwadi Party leaders as well, together with experts. Aarti Jarat is going to be joining us and others. But let me start by going across to Rahul Srivastava, who has been following Uttar Pradesh really closely for years. And Rahul, I began by asking 2 questions, and I think that's really where a crux of 3 questions actually, where the crux of the issue is going to be. How is Akhilesh going to respond? Is he going to be a rapprochement between father and son? Or is this now heading for a formal split in the Samajwadi Party? And if there is a split, who emerges with the party, with the majority of the party? That, I think, is the big question that we might be asking ourselves in the next day or two.
See, one thing very clear, that this battle in the Samajwadi Party, which has been festering for almost now 5 to 6 months, is not just for what happens in the next 1 month or 2 months of the elections. It is also being fought for a post-election control of the party. Akhilesh Yadav, the Chief Minister, has realized that over the last 3 months, there have been attempts by Shivpal Singh Yadav and certain factions within the party who have had the backing of Mulayam Singh Yadav, the party president, that they want that his control over the party should go. Now, he was always seen as an heir apparent, that after Mulayam Singh Yadav, it was supposed to be Akhilesh Yadav. But definitely there is a change in the plans as far as certain leaders like Shivpal Singh Yadav are concerned. Now, what is very visible is that by giving more tickets to people loyal to them, the attempt by Mulayam Singh Yadav and Shivpal Singh Yadav is to have more people elected, whatever be the fate of the party as far as majority or minority is concerned. Eventually, after the elections, the number of people elected will decide who can be the leader of the party. And that's where Akhilesh Yadav perhaps is seeing a threat. What he realizes that if more people loyal to Shivpal Singh Yadav and others get elected, he may lose ground within the party, and eventually it may well be Shivpal Singh Yadav who may be controlling the party.
Yeah, so Rahul, but essentially, Akhilesh now has to take a decision. He may have wanted all of this to be happen a little earlier. He may have wanted more time to build up to the UP elections. He's actually got a choice of either to apologize, make up in some way, try and have a rapprochement, or say, no, this is it. Let's now go ahead and let's try and fight. Let's have a split in the party. And there are, of course, a large number of people who are common to the list, both of Akhilesh and of Mulayam Singh Yadav, and which way they are going to go could be a very important question tomorrow. I mean, I think there are 168 or 170 names who were common on both the lists. So the big question is going to be, where will the rank and the file of the Samajwadi Party go? Will they think perhaps that Akhilesh is the Chief Minister, he is the future, he is the person we should back? Or are they going to say, well, all this time this has been a Mulayam Singh Yadav party, so we're going to continue to put our, back Netaji, and that's the way it's always been.
See, one thing is clear that this is not the first time. In the last few months, this is a repeat of what has been happening. On the 23rd of October, Akhilesh Yadav had called a meeting in the midst of a crisis when Mulayam Singh was acting against Ram Gopal Yadav and even Akhilesh Yadav backing Shivpal Singh Yadav. 190 of the MLAs of the Samajwadi Party out of 230 odd had attended that meeting. That means majority of the MLAs were with Akhilesh Yadav. And that is why when Mulayam Singh Yadav announced the list of nearly 396 odd members of parliament, members of the assembly, Akhilesh Yadav has called a meeting of the MLAs tomorrow morning before the meeting called by Mulayam Singh Yadav. Now the probables will meet at around 10:30. The sitting MLAs with Akhilesh will be meeting at 9 o'clock.
Okay.
These two meetings will give an indication. What we are hearing that majority MLAs and leaders feel Akhilesh is the leader of tomorrow, not Mulayam Singh Yadav. He is the patriarch, but not certainly Shivpal Singh Yadav. I think the fate of this party and the government will be decided by the MLAs, because eventually the governor, if the issue goes to him, of the chief minister, will be acting on the will and decision of majority MLAs. And if Akhilesh controls them, then Akhilesh may have his way.
Yeah, and let's not forget that there are a large number of Congress MLAs. There are also 24, 25, which could potentially, come out and support Akhilesh in case there's talk of an alliance between them. But let me just go across, Alok. So you're right. In a sense, Akhilesh does have some of the key cards, not least the fact that he is actually the chief minister at the present moment. And actually, elections are going to be notified any day now. Theoretically, he would like to be in command at the time the elections happen and not president's rule. But let me go across to Alok, who's there in Akhilesh Yadav territory in a sense. So, Alok, I know you'll struggle to hear me because of the noise around you, but give us a sense of what Akhilesh's supporters are saying. What are they expecting? What do they think the next few steps are going to be now that he's been expelled from the party?
Well, I think it is best to go across right to them and speak to them. आपका नाम क्या है? कहाँ से आए?
मेरा नाम अर्जुन आर्या है और मैं मध्य प्रदेश से आया हुआ हूँ।
अर्जुन, मुझे बताइए, आप मध्य प्रदेश से आए, ये तो उत्तर प्रदेश है। कैसे यहाँ इलेक्शन लड़ेगी आपकी पार्टी? एक मिनट, कैसे लड़ेगी आपकी पार्टी यहाँ इलेक्शन? 2 गुट हो गए हैं, चुनाव अनाउंस होने वाले हैं।
देखिए, जनता माननीय मुख्यमंत्री श्री अखिलेश यादव जी के साथ है और उन्होंने पहले भी कहा था कि वादे नहीं, काम करते हैं, अंजाम चाहे जो।
काम तो ठीक है, लेकिन अब तो उनको पार्टी से ही निष्कासित कर दिया।
देखिए, राजनीति में कोई भी चीज स्थिर नहीं होती है। राजनीति में हर चीज बदलती रहती है और जनता जब माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी के साथ है तो जो उनका फैसला होगा जनता उनके साथ होगी।
ठीक है। आपका नाम क्या है?
गौरव दुबे।
गौरव, ये बताइए कि इतनी लड़ाई पार्टी में चुनाव से पहले बीजेपी मायावती तो खुश हो रहे होंगे, कांग्रेस भी खुश हो रही हो?
नहीं, बीजेपी और बसपा को तो ये सुनहरा मौका मिल गया है, लेकिन ये डिसीजन एक पिता का, नेताजी का नहीं हो सकता। नेताजी के कान भरे जा रहे, जिस तरह से राजा दशरथ ने भगवान राम को बेदखल कर दिया।
आप ये मानते हैं कि आपके विरोधियों को थोड़ा
एडवांटेज लाभ मिल रहा है उन्हें, विरोधियों को? और अखिलेश भैया को ससम्मान नेताजी को तुरंत वापस करना चाहिए।
So there you have it. A lot of other people also want to speak. Time कम है भैया थोड़ा. We have a little less time here. So yes, the sentiment here being they feel that this is politically disadvantageous for the party, but they hope a compromise can still be worked out.
All right, Alok, we'll come back to you. We should keep hearing from a lot of people there. Rahul, just stay on, Alok, as well. Let me start getting in some of the other guests. Talk there about a big benefit perhaps to parties like the BJP in this. So we do have Shazi Elmi of the BJP joining us. We'll get some sense of the BJP. Aarti Jairath is with us as well. I'm going to go across to Congress leaders and others in just a couple of minutes, and we'll be hearing from the Samajwadi Party. But Aarti Jairath, before I go to Shazi, let me just get your sense of what this really means. So he's been expelled from the party, but there is no reason why Akhilesh Yadav cannot say, well, it's all very well for you to expel me from the party. I am the chief minister. And it's my party, I can theoretically get majority control. Then what happens? Who has the cycle symbol?
This is a completely unprecedented situation, Vikram. And, I think the key here really is who gets the symbol. Because, even if the MLAs may be sympathetic to Akhilesh, they also realize going into polls with a symbol of, say, electric light bulb or, something which is not identified with the Samajwadi Party is going to be a disadvantage for them. you know.
But the question of, where's the future? Mulayam Singh Yadav 5 years ago put up his son.
Yes.
Because it was felt that perhaps he's too old
Yes.
now, he's getting on a bit, so you need a younger face. 5 years later, for Mulayam Singh Yadav to come out and say, no, actually, I'm the face of the Samajwadi Party, is that really going to wash with the Samajwadi Party supporters, especially the young?
Well, maybe the young see Akhilesh as the future, and of course he is the future. But Mulayam is still the patriarch, and he's not going to let go so easily. We see in India, people just sort of cling on and on even when they're well past their expiry date, but they do not give up. And I think Mulayam is suffering from that syndrome. He doesn't want to let go till he actually has to. And this is the problem. But the fact is that Akhilesh is the future of the party. He is, the young guy. And I think that the best thing for them would be some kind of a rapprochement, because if they split and they fight separately, it can only help the BSP and the BJP.
Only help the BSP and the BJP. Well, it could theoretically help the Congress as well if Akhilesh actually is able to tie up with the Congress party. So before I get a sense of what it means for Uttar Pradesh, let me get in the BJP and the Congress party and see if they are seeing possible opportunities in all of this. So Shazia Ilmi, you first. Is the BJP smiling right now because this sort of internal fighting between the Samajwadi Party is probably the best possible news for you?
To be honest, the political constituency of Samajwadi Party is totally different from that of BJP. So BJP has any advantage. I don't know whether this has made it better or sharper. So I think in terms of voters, in terms of cadres, and the polity of UP, there are two different poles, so to speak, of the landscape of polity of UP. But I think it's really unfortunate to see an old party like Samajwadi Party implode with such acrimony. Now there are three questions. I want to be more objective about it than just talk about BJP at this point of time. I think it's a matter of
Shazia, I'm going to pause you for a minute. I'm going to pause you for a minute because
right now of who the MLAs are back.
Yeah, so that's why I'm going to just try and get a sense from the Samajwadi Party. Gaurav Bhatia is joining us. Before I come back to both of you, let me just hear from the party, and then Shazia, your points might also become a bit more directly answered. Gaurav Bhatia, thanks for being with us. Now, obviously, troublesome times for the Samajwadi Party. First question is that have we passed a critical inflection point? Is a rapprochement still possible, or have we gone past that and the party almost certainly is heading for a split now?
No, Vikram, let me say this more as a party worker and a well-wisher of the Samajwadi Party, that I have seen the relationship of Mr. Mulayam Singh Yadav and Mr. Akhilesh Yadav very closely, both as party office bearers and father and son. And I'm sure that by dialogue, everything would be reconciled. And Mr. Mulayam Singh Yadav is a large-hearted person. At the same time, Mr. Akhilesh Yadav has immense respect for Mr. Mulayam Singh Yadav. Even today, he made a statement that Mr. Mulayam Singh Yadav is my leader. Therefore, I think both of them will sit and they will discuss the issues which are in hand, and there would be a solution very soon. Second, I think all the Samajwadi Party workers also...
Gaurav, one sec. Just to take that point.
Can I just complete myself? Vikram?
Yeah, sure. Carry on. Then I just want to take up the point that you were talking about right now.
Yeah. Let me also tell you that what is the general sentiment in the Samajwadi Party. All party workers, millions of party workers, cannot actually see Samajwadi Party without Mr. Mulayam Singh Yadav or Mr. Akhilesh Yadav. You know, the Samajwadi Party's strength lies when it is under the guidance of Mr. Mulayam Singh Yadav and under the dynamic leadership of Mr. Akhilesh Yadav. These are not differences which cannot be sorted out.
Right.
No third person has place, and I'm sure that Mr. Mulayam Singh Yadav and Mr. Akhilesh Yadav will talk, and these differences will be sorted out.
You know what?
And also, let me
Gaurav,
tell
what
you
I was
as a
going to say
lawyer,
to that,
there is no constitutional crisis right now because all the MLAs are MLAs still under the Samajwadi Party and they support the government. So there is no constitutional crisis as being propagated by opposition parties.
All right, Gaurav, the point is everything that you've said may well have been valid till about 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock this evening. But after that, you have a situation where Mulayam Singh Yadav has expelled his son from the party.
Yeah.
He's thrown out the Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh from the Samajwadi Party. Now, having taken that step, then you to say, oh, well, both of them are going to sit together and have a cup of coffee and sort it all out, or have a cup of tea and sort it all out, and everything is fine, becomes a little tougher to understand. It is a major step that has been taken. He has been expelled from the party. So now how are you going to go on telling your rank and file or MLAs that, yeah, don't worry, everything is fine between them? Gaurav?
Yeah, Vikram, I know in the heat of the moment you sometimes take tough decisions. But when you sit alone and you reflect and you introspect, you realize that that is not the best decision. And as a party worker, we are very hopeful that this decision would also be reconsidered. And Mr. Akhilesh Yadav is one of those leaders.
So, Gaurav, are you saying that Mulayam Singh Yadav,
you know how to keep forward his point effectively? He'll be able to convince Mr. Mulayam Singh Yadav.
So are you saying that Mulayam Singh Yadav took a decision like this in the heat of the moment, wasn't the best decision to take, and he took the decision in the heat of the moment to expel his son and to throw out the Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh from his own party? And it was just a decision taken on the heat of the moment. Is that what you're saying?
In that very news press conference, you know, he was asked, and Mr. Mulayam Singh Yadav, when he was asked that if Mr. Akhilesh Yadav comes to you and he talks to you and apologizes, Mr. Mulayam Singh Yadav, by his expression, seemed to be open to that. And that is why I'm saying I've been privy to their conversations. I've seen their relationship very closely. And I know for them, the interest of the state and the interest of the party would always be of paramount importance, and these differences can be sorted out and will be sorted out.
Okay,
the
now
Samajwadi Party is one and will remain one.
Now put yourself in the shoes of Akhilesh Yadav. Those are live pictures, by the way. He's heading out. I'm not quite sure where he's heading out, but he's heading out right now. Put yourself in the shoes of Akhilesh Yadav. Here is somebody who's been the Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh for 5 years. He has been he's had his arms tied behind his back. He's quite often been hampered by the legacy of the Samajwadi Party. He's been micromanaged. He's had backseat driving done by his father and by his uncles and a number of other people for 5 years. Now he's heading in for another set of elections. Why would Akhilesh Yadav want to necessarily go in for elections in another khichdi situation? Why wouldn't he want a clean break right now? Perhaps he would prefer to say, okay, look, it's my party. I'm going to take it forward. I may have majority control. I'll do an alliance with the Congress party and I'll move forward.
Vikram, I see an anchor making a statement, but please put yourself in the shoes of Mr. Akhilesh Yadav. He is a son who reveres and respects his father. He's learned his politics from Mr. Mulayam Singh Yadav, and he knows how Mr. Mulayam Singh Yadav has guided and taught him the nuances of politics. Would he not feel strengthened under the guidance of Mr. Mulayam Singh Yadav?
Not if the experience of the last 5 years is anything to go by. I mean, look, all sons learn from their father, but I don't think Akhilesh has had a particularly pleasant experience of the last 5 years. So he may say, look, 5 years is a long time for someone to allow me to get on with the task of running my own state. And maybe he's been feeling that for a while.
Allow me to be presumptive, but I think I know the Samajwadi Party and Mr. Mulayam Singh Yadav and Mr. Akhilesh Yadav better than any of the media house and better than any of the anchors. And you mark my words, I'm telling you that there would be a reconciliation, and I'm sure that the relationship between the father and the son can wither this storm as well.
Okay. No, you're right. You do know them better. So, and I'm not saying that what you're saying is not correct. It's very possible that they will actually shake hands and make up. Maybe that's where Akhilesh Yadav is going right now. He drove off in a car. We don't know where he's going. For all we know, he's heading to his father. They'll have chai and everything will be over. But just one last question to you, Gaurav, before I allow you to go.
Thank you, Vikram. Thank you.
No, hang on. One last question before I allow you to go. Is it not the case that whatever happens now, with the elections just around the corner, the Samajwadi Party has been left weakened? Your rivals, your opponents, whether it's the Bahujan Samaj Party or the BJP, will consider themselves in a far stronger position right now. Well, okay, I'm not sure that...
Can you hear me, Vikram?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear. I was asking you whether your rivals and your opponents have been
Vikram,
strengthened by this.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can, Gaurav. I'm asking you whether you think the BJP and the BSP have been left strengthened by this. Okay, I'm not sure he can hear that. So actually, why don't I just throw that question straight to the BJP and ask Shazia whether she feels strengthened right now. Shazia, we were hearing from the Samajwadi Party, and at least Gaurav seems to feel that there's going to be a hug and make up between father and son. Do you have the same view, and Asa, are you feeling this is, strengthened?
No, I don't wish them badly at all, and I don't think anybody would want to see this old party implode with such acrimony. But the fact of the matter is, too much has happened. I see the situation beyond an easy rapprochement. It wasn't just a tiff. This was huge. And I think efforts have been underway for the last 3 months and more for them to come together. But a step like an expulsion, and now within the cadres, within the rank and file, and within the MLAs, there is actually a question being asked as to who's going to side with who. So there is a huge fissure we're looking at. And I don't think that can be easily navigated. Even if the father and son want to come back together, the public perception has been such and has taken such a hit and a beating that will be difficult to expect and for others to swallow, easily digest the fact that they can come back together.
Hope.
I think the differences seem too irreconcilable insofar as concerned. No, it's not a matter of hoping. Nobody wants to wish so badly for any other party. This is beyond the brief of any mandate of any other political party. But please understand, it's a matter of choice between the symbol and the MLAs and the cadres.
All right, so we'll see which way it pans out tomorrow morning. Let me just get Pavan Khera.
Show of numbers, how many MLAs?
Okay, Shazia, we get the sense of what you're saying. Let me just go across to Pavan Khera now. Pavan, for the Congress party, so obviously everyone's been saying, for the last 2-3 years that it's a big boost for the BJP and perhaps for the BSP as well. What about the Congress party? It's not necessarily a secret that there are some in the Congress party who've been hoping for a tie-up with the Samajwadi Party. Mulayam Singh Yadav very clearly was opposing it. Akhilesh, if he gets the reins of the Samajwadi Party in his hands, or if there's a split in the Samajwadi Party and he emerges with a large faction, he may well want to come to the Congress party and think, let's tie up, let's fight this election together. What will be the Congress party's reaction?
I guess journalists and media can speculate because it's their prerogative to speculate, Vikram. But what is happening is something which is an internal matter of the party, and sadly it's an internal matter of the family, and I hope they are able to resolve their differences. And I don't think any party should at any stage try and take advantage of the situation of the division in the Samajwadi Party. And my colleague in the BJP, Shazia, was really sounding very hopeful, and doesn't behove us well to sort of try and interfere or make things worse or try and hope for take advantage of the divisions.
No, sir, don't
and I can understand because
don't use my name
what your party did in Arunachal Pradesh, and it's still doing in Arunachal Pradesh, what they did in Uttarakhand, what they are now trying to do in Tamil Nadu.
If you heard what I said, you would take back your words.
Reason enough for me to understand what you were saying,
and I absolutely can. Please listen
I can see through your game, I can hear through your words.
All right.
So don't.
All right.
So my concern, Vikram, is that it's too early for anybody to try and play any game, and we should just watch them from a... We really hope...
Okay,
Pavan,
I don't think we can hear
Pavan Shazia,
acrimony amongst the family.
Pavan Shazia
is compromised.
Amitabh, okay, Pavan Shazia, we're going to have to pause it there in Uttar Pradesh just for the moment. We'll see how it all finally pans up. Thanks so much for having joined us. Aarti, thanks for having been with us as well.